end link, I don't know why I can't say that properly, sheared off. Guys, welcome back to Tank Garage. My name is Frank and I'll be the man behind the camera. In today's video, we are finally going to be installing my Elevate rear anti-sway bar on my 2007 Volvo S80 V8. Before the video starts, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any uploads from Tank Garage. Alrighty guys, so here it is, the behemoth, which is Elevate's P3 platform rear anti-sway bar. Look at the pure thickness of this, guys. So compared to my hand, it's probably this thick. It is a very, very big difference on the end and in the middle. Well, pretty much everywhere, but this part right here is where the biggest difference is from stock. So I'll take the stock one out and I'll show you guys the difference. Super, super easy install, guys. There is a total of 6 bolts that you need to remove. I will be doing the end links, guys. Let me just turn this up a bit for you guys so you see properly. I will be doing the end links at some point in the future, just not right away. So the first part is going to be to take those nuts off of the top of the end link. So you can see the sway bar that's in between the 2 bushings on this side, and then you want to go ahead and go on the other side and do the same thing. I took the wheels off just to make everything easier for myself. So once those ones are out, I'm gonna slide it under the car and show you guys the 4 bolts that are left. So after that, you're gonna have 4 bolts in the middle, so you guys can see them right here. You're gonna have number 1, number 2 with the bushing and the bracket. And on this side, same thing, number 1, number 2. As you guys can see, my bracket is pretty rusted, so it's gonna do a lot of good to change them. I'll just slide it off from under the car and show you guys, so the new hardware that we got. So Elevate, in my personal opinion, makes an absolute behemoth of a sway bar. Let me just go in the shade here to show you guys. So this is the new, sorry guys, I'm just lowering the sensitivity for camera, the new bushings and the new hardware to go in the back. And just by the feel and holding it, you could see how much more solid these are. So they came with 2 of these and we're going to go ahead and replace them. So for this first step, guys, you're gonna need a 13mm wrench and also as a 13mm socket. You wanna go ahead and put the, let me turn up the ISO for you guys. So right here, you're gonna put the wrench right here at the bottom to hold the end link straight, and you wanna go ahead and put your tool on top with the socket. Remove one side at a time. This is pretty much the hardest part, I would tell you guys, then it is to align. Just look at the difference, guys, in between the thickness of the portion which goes to the end link. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys onto the Elevate. Look at the difference in that. That is a huge difference if my camera can focus properly. You guys can see how big of a difference. Sorry for the focusing issue, guys, but look how much thicker this is compared to the stock one. Alrighty guys, so medium to big sized problem. The end of the end link, I don't know why I can't say that properly, sheared off. So I went ahead and I grabbed a new one. Thank God there was one at my local Volvo dealership. Sucks because I wanted to replace these and put higher end performance end links. Now the bigger issue that we have is that this bolt, this nut actually right here, let me try to focus up for you guys. So this nut right here does not want to come off. It is pretty much stuck onto the end link, which isn't a problem, but it is a problem now because I'm trying to remove it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the whole sway bar while I'm under there, and then go ahead and see what I could do with this. Alright guys, so as usual, things don't go as planned. I was actually able to take the old sway bar out. Let me just pan around for you guys. So the old sway bar is out, thank God. You guys can see the massive difference in between the factory one, which would be right here. So this is the part that bolts onto the end link, and the aftermarket Elevate one. So this is just a huge difference in size and thickness. You guys can see there's a big difference in thickness, and the bushings are actually made out of polyurethane, so the bushings should also be stiffer onto the surface. So these are the new bushings that are going to go in. I also have the grease, so Elevate included in the kit, everything from A to Z. Still unable to take this part out of the end link, so I'm just gonna wait. I have my dad that's coming over to help me. So once that is done, then we could probably go ahead and reinstall the new end link on one side. Let me just zoom out for you guys. So the new end link on the left side, and then I'll be able to put everything back together. This was harder than I expected, guys. Don't forget, it's a 2007, so there is a little bit of rust in the underbody and bolts like that. Those are probably the factory end links, the way the car came back in 2007. So it definitely needed to freshen up, and the Swaybar is actually starting to rust from the outside. So it's doing good to the car doing that. Not good to me because it's some pretty tough work. So hopefully I can get the other end link out to put the new one back on, and then from that point on it's basically just bolting everything back together, going for a test drive, and hopefully everything works as intended. Alrighty guys, so the new end link is now on. A couple of hours later, I had to reuse the top bushing right here. So end link is back, so now we're gonna go ahead and grab the Elevate Swaybar and install it. So the kit does say that you need to, let me just turn this back down a little bit. You do need to put some grease on the inside of the polyurethane bushings. So little tube of grease right here, waterproof grease. We're gonna go ahead, put some in the middle. I'm gonna put it onto the Swaybar and then attach everything together back to the subframe, and then we'll go ahead and do the end links together. All right guys, so after 3 hours, everything is installed back on the car. This was supposed to take about an hour and a half to install everything, 90 minutes. Doubled up the time because one of the parts broke. So end link, I have a brand new end link, which kind of sucks because I am putting performance end links very soon. The order had been already placed and everything, so it kind of sucks. But listen, I torqued everything back to spec, which is 40 foot-pounds of torque. I torqued it just a little bit under at 38 just to be safe, because it is, you know, older parts and stuff like that. So I just wanted to be safe with the bolts, not to over tighten the bolts. So 38 foot-pounds of torque is what the manufacturer, the forums recommended, and then installed everything back on, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So this is the right side with the old end link. Don't worry guys, I am still changing that end link. You can see at the bottom right there, and then you can see the brand new end link on this side, and I'll try to get a better shot of the middle for you guys. So as you can see, I put the grease and got the hardware back on, and that's about it. Some new parts that are gonna be back on the market for sale soon as soon as I put the new end link. All right, so what I'm gonna actually do now, a very first on the channel, we are going for a POV drive. I will see you guys on the Insta360 RS, which is a new camera. Shout out to my girlfriend that she bought me. So I'm now able to do some POV drives with the V8, the R, the BMW, yeah, I forgot I had the BMW, and also maybe some of Mech's cars when he's done building them. So I'll see you guys onto the POV. Alrighty guys, so here we are, POV style. The S80 V8 is right here. I'm not gonna show too much the front to you guys because I did film 2 videos in one day. So we are going to go ahead and try out what the Elevate Swaybar looks like. So I did cheat, guys. I'm sorry, I did cheat. All right. I pretty much drove already with the car, and yeah, well, I'll just wait. I'll wait a little bit before I give you guys my point of view of how it handles. So we actually got to go get some gas, so we're gonna go on the way to get some gas. What is this kid doing? He's just waiting at the corner there. So I did film 2 videos in one day today, and if you guys were attentive enough at the beginning where I started the POV, you will be able to see what I actually did on the S80 V8. So one thing that I definitely got to do would be to upgrading the front sway bar as well. I know that one I will not be able to do it at home, as there are a lot of things to do, as we see a police right in front of us. So front sway bar is something that's not too easy to do. It's actually very complicated. There's a lot of parts that need to be removed in order to get that one out. So I'll probably have to bring it over to a shop. I know there's some companies that sell sway bars for the front, anti-sway bars. And so after we do the end links, So we're definitely gonna do the rear end links as well. It kind of sucks, guys, because I did have to buy a brand new end link from Volvo. So most of our dealerships here close at 5 o'clock, as much as kind of, it's bad, honestly, because most of the time you finish working around that time. And so I was able to go to Volvo and buy a brand new end link, an OEM end link, which kind of was a mistake on my end, because I could have easily went to a parts store and gotten just a jobber, you know, just for the time being, because I'm buying performance end links, heavy duty end links, I should say. And yeah, so I paid the big bucks price. Cost me $136 today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, because we are not making any money with the content yet. So this is all for content, guys, and pretty much to drive the car, because without end links I wouldn't have been able to drive the car, but that's besides the point. So we are getting towards the highway. Hopefully this police officer gets out of the way from us so we can get a little rowdy in the corner. I do not have a lot of gasolina left, so I won't be doing too many pulls on the way to the gas station. Shout out Costco gas for saving me in these very expensive gas times. So we're gonna create a little bit of space in between us and that Toyota in the front, because I know that corner down there, you can send it pretty hard, and we'll see the difference, because I actually take this highway entrance a lot. So we'll see the difference. And pretty much on the way to Costco as well, there is a curve that I take a lot. So we'll see how the car handles there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go second gear. I'm not gonna pin it completely because I'm not used to the way it handles yet, but we are gonna be sending it on the inside right here. So as you guys can see, the car just hooks up, and now it's the ABS that's coming in. And we took that curve at a pretty substantial rate. As I'm closing the sunroof so you guys aren't deaf from the sound of the wind. So yeah, the difference, guys, is incredible. I took another curve earlier, a couple curve actually earlier on my way home, and like, it's day and night the difference, guys. It's crazy how much more planted the car is in curves. And I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but I do take this bridge very often, and usually the car does bounce a lot more when I go over these bumps. Get me wrong, I don't know if this has any effects with how much there's rebound and recoil in the suspension, but it does feel a lot smoother. Like I'm saying, it might be placebo effect, but in corners, guys, the difference is incredible. If you guys have been thinking of doing this mod on your car, do it. It is so worth it, and for how much it is, and it's not that expensive, guys. Like, we're looking under $300, you know, with shipping probably, for a performance slash handling upgrade that just completely changed the way the car drives. My biggest pet peeve about the S80 V8 was the way it drove. It is a boat, right? So back when I had the original suspension and I had, you know, no upgraded anti-sway bar in the back, you know, the car kind of didn't go around curves the way I wanted it to. And now with this, it's incredible, guys. Honestly, the difference is, and I know it's not a placebo effect because I know the speed that I usually take those corners, and I don't push the way I'm, you know, able to push. Plus the tires on the car, you know, have to be changed, so that doesn't help as well. But there is a big difference, and it's most likely going to be better, I guess, when I do the end links. So now the end links are factory, so I guess they cannot take as much force as, you know, heavy duty ones would. But I'm pretty stoked to see the difference. I'm gonna go ahead and close the POV, guys, because there is quite a couple kilometers to go to the gas station, and I'll show you guys the next corner we take, and hopefully we'll actually go for a little drive. I'm here with my girlfriend in the car, actually, and we're gonna go for just a little drive, see if we can get a couple of people on the way to Mexico. See if we can get a couple runs for you guys. It would be actually pretty cool to end the video with some runs. So I'll see you guys in the next corner. Alrighty, guys, we are here at the curve. I'm just gonna downshift. Let's see how fast we can take this one. There is a car in front, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. So let me push it into the curve right here. There is a huge difference, guys. There is a huge difference. That was pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys heard the tire screech a little bit. That was pushing it at the end there, but it handled it like a pro. Like, honestly, I've never taken a corner like that in any of my cars. Like, even the S60R. S60R is still on factory suspension, Swaybar, etc. So let's go to get some gas at Costco. I'd be pretty curious over, let's say some higher curves, or let's say if we go for a little cruise up north at some point where the roads are a little bit more curvy. It would be a little harder because of the tires, how the tires are kind of on the end of their life. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this this little POV. It does make a big difference. Huge shout out to Elevate for making great parts. Again, been super happy, guys, with the suspension and the Swaybar as of now. So they say there's a braking period of about 100 miles, and then once you do 100 miles, you want to go ahead and actually recheck all the bolts and make sure that everything is torqued to spec. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Alrighty guys, so that's it for today's video. What an intense video, guys. I told you guys this summer was gonna come and we were gonna get some fire content for you guys. So it transforms totally the drive of the car. The car is so responsive in corners now, and basically the only thing I didn't like about the S80 V8 since I changed the suspension, well, I had the same problem before I changed the suspension, putting the Elevate lowering springs. The thing that I hated from the beginning, I should have said, was that the car would drift a little bit on the rear end when I would take corners at a higher rate of speed. So you would feel that there was a little bit too much weight in the rear end, and you would get a little bit of oversteer from that. And now with the Elevate rear anti-sway bar, it completely transforms that. The car is so planted in the corners, and you could feel the difference when you're just taking a harsher corner and the rear end just sticks to the pavement and it doesn't slip out. So if you guys want to do that to your own car, I strongly recommend it. This exact sway bar does it on every single P3 models from the same chassis. So there will be a link to the Elevate Cars website down below, guys. Make sure to check them out and check the other products that they have, because they do some amazing stuff. And up to now, I've been super happy with the products we've purchased from them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any content from Tank Garage. See you, boys.